Have you ever wondered why aspirin can be so damaging to your stomach if you take too many tablets? Here, we're going to dive into the chemical reasons why this is the case. So here we have a bottle of aspirin here, and we're going to go ahead and look at the drug facts and active ingredients to see what they say. So we have usual aspirin up here, and as you can see, they also say under the warnings, a stomach bleeding warning. It's a very common thing. If you take too many tablets too quickly, then you might have an increased risk of having stomach ulcers or bleeding problems or intense pain. So the reason for this is because there is a key component of aspirin that it's an acid. And here is hydrochloric acid. So while the component of aspirin is not particularly as strong as HCl, it has similar properties. So here is HCl, or hydrochloric acid. The hydrogen here is shown in gray or white, and this large green one is the chlorine. So there's a simple chemical property of an acid, and an acid has the tendency to donate parts of it, donate atoms attached to the acid. So in simple terms, the acid is going to donate atoms to another molecule that's usually going to be a base. So the acids want to donate, usually it would be like this hydrogen here. The whole thing would donate off the hydrogen to another molecule, which would then accept the hydrogen like a base, and it would have one more. So what does this have to do with the issues with the aspirin when it comes to stomach? So when an acidic aspirin molecule goes through your mouth, it goes down into your stomach first. And what happens there is the aspirin acid remains unionized because of the very strong HCl that's part of your stomach. You might have heard of the gastric acid or the HCl. It's very strong within your stomach. And because of that stuff, the acidic molecules in aspirin are unable to donate their hydrogen off to other molecules. They just can't do it because they're unionized. So then they really want to donate that. So they go through and they eventually find a membrane within your stomach, and it's easy for the aspirin molecule to pass through because it's highly water soluble. So it passes through the membrane, and then it gets into the watery tissue area, at which point it can finally begin to donate off the hydrogen, because there isn't as much HCl in that area. So at this point, you've got the aspirin molecule, the acid in there, donating like crazy, the molecule's coming off. And this is what leads to the intense pain and bleeding that occurs inside your stomach. So the aspirin acid goes through, begins to donate like crazy, and in the membrane, this sets off a huge bleeding chain reaction. So that's why if you take too many aspirin molecules, if you take too many tablets here, you're going to have that bleeding and painful sensation within your stomach. And this all has to do with the chemistry of acids and bases.